Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is by any means. There go to Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all see that heart with the $ in the middle? Well, that's the super chat. You can press that at any time your heart desires. You won't find a content creator more consistent than Deem, so we gotta talk about it, y'all. This is why y'all mess with me. I was about to curse. And this is why you see the channel growing and we doing big things out here. Man, I just want to say I owe Kid Austin and Counterfeit an apology. I know that's something y'all never thought y'all would hear, and that is it. But that's what separates Dean from everybody else. I owe Kid Austin and Counterfeit, aka Floyd Schofield Sr., Auntie Scow. Get him. Get him. I owed him an apology because I was one of the main guys out here saying that they're using these guys' name, have no intentions on fighting them, clout chasing, blah, zay, blah. Well, actually, Kid Austin and Counterfeit did the absolute opposite thing. They went against what Oscar De La Hoya said. Like I've been telling y'all, a lot of these other fighters can do as well, but people don't really want to hear that too much. You know, like Ryan Garcia, especially if you sign to Golden Boy, because De La Hoya don't have as much power as he may lead on, because he needs a lot. He needs to make cross promotional fights for his company to stay afloat. You don't see too many big Golden Boy cards like us that stand alone. Kid Austin went out here and made that fight happen with Shakur Stevenson. So all the stuff that they were saying, I can no longer sit up there and say that it was clout chasing, because they actually made it happen. And I'm a man first. When you're right, you're right. You can't be all loud and passionate when you're right, but when you're wrong, you're not just as loud and passionate. Y'all know I don't believe in that. Y'all know my biggest thing. Say it with me. I'm Mr. Consistency. Hey, Kid Austin and Floyd Schofield, since I know that y'all watch me, make sure that y'all comment under this channel too. Make sure y'all comment under this video. Just be consistent is all I ask. See, that's the problem with the sport of boxing. People don't want to get criticized, but they want praise. I'm going to say that again. People don't want to be criticized, but they want praise as well. You can't have it both ways. This is what comes with it. If you're sitting up there talking a big game, you got to stand up and stand on what you're saying, like Kid Austin and Counterfeit did. They stood on business. They stood on what they said. They went against Oscar advice after coming out saying that they wouldn't go against Oscar advice. So me, I got to give them full credit. And if Kid Austin goes out here and don't just lay down, I got to give him full credit too, because I believe Shakur going to dominate. So if Shakur doesn't dominate this man, I got to give Kid Austin full credit, especially after his last performance. Because then if he can go in there and get dropped by Garan and don't look that good, but then go in there and give a straight dog fight to Shakur Stevenson and don't get dropped and don't get super beat up even if he lose, I got to give that man full credit. Because like Oscar said, he is a prospect, but we done calling Kid Austin a prospect. After February 22nd, he's no longer a prospect. He's a contender. And I'm going to hold them to that standard. I hope Kid Austin, Oscar De La Hoya, Counterfeit, all of them don't get mad at me, because now I need y'all to actually stand on business again. Well, what you mean by that, Dean? If y'all all know that Kid Austin is number 2 in the WBA. So no matter what, if Gervonta Davis wants to fight you, don't want to fight you, whatever, we do know that Gervonta Davis has fought all of his mandatories. We do know that. And if Williams Zepeda being hurt, going to fight Shakur, whatever, we don't know what Williams Zepeda is going to do. If Williams Zepeda don't become the mandatory for Gervonta Davis, and if he does and he doesn't take the fight, we need a petition from Kid Austin and Counterfeit to get that fight with Gervonta Davis to really, really show that y'all standing on business. Y'all impressed me with the Shakur Stevenson thing, because I was saying that the fight wasn't going to happen. I didn't believe y'all really wanted to fight. I knew Oscar didn't really want to fight. That's why Oscar was out here trashing Kid Austin. You see how they do you when you don't do what they want you to do? You see how your promoter will do you? Boots, Jerron Ennis, Shakur Stevenson. You see how your promoters are do you? That's all I've been trying to prevent y'all from. But hey, what do Dame know? I guess I don't know nothing out here. Oscar De La Hoya did everything under the sun to clown Eddie for even trying to make this fight happen. That's a fact as well. So on top of that, I gotta give Kid Austin full credit and give his father full credit for actually going against that and saying, nah, we taking this. We need this. I think my child is ready, and Kid Austin think he's ready to step up to the plate and fight Shakur Stevenson, who also is one of the most duck fighters out here. But we're going to talk about Shakur and this Jerron in his duck situation because I need people to be very consistent on what we are calling ducks. So we will talk about that later. And I hate for all my Shakur Stevenson fans, my fellow Shakur Stevenson fans, when I do make that video, it's not a shot at Shakur Stevenson. It's just to prove a bigger point of we can't be selective on what we call ducks. But I got to give Kid Austin the Counterfeit full credit. They stepping up to the plate, and at the end of the day, that young man showing a lot of heart. To come off a performance like that, to not look that good, to have the whole world, including myself, clowning you for missing a stool, and then go out there and take a challenge like that, I can't do nothing but salute it. As a man, I can't do nothing but salute it. I apologize, Kid Austin and Counterfeit. I apologize for thinking that y'all was clout chasing, for thinking that y'all was just talking, to come to find out that y'all wasn't and y'all stood on business and actually went against your promoter. I got to give you double credit now. And then if you go out there and put on the performance, and if you beat Shakur Stevenson, Lord have mercy. The same way I was clowning y'all, I'll be making videos again talking about how wrong I was about thinking that Shakur Stevenson would dominate you, about how wrong I was for thinking that y'all was clout chasing, about how wrong I was for thinking that Kid Austin wasn't ready. It's time to put up or shut up. But we definitely, if don't let you win this fight, I'll even let you take another fight or two. But we going to need that Gervonta Davis fight if y'all really standing on what y'all standing on. I'm sorry. I can't keep letting people. Don't turn back into a prospect when it comes to Gervonta Davis. Kid Austin is no longer a prospect, y'all. He is a contender because he is fighting Shakur Sugar Stevenson, even though Shakur don't like that nickname. There's a lot of people that don't want to fight Shakur, but Joe Cordina is not one of them. We will talk about that later. But I got to give right now Kid Austin all of the praise, give his dad all of the praise because they've been getting a lot of bad publicity as they earned, as Floyd Schofield Sr. has earned. I don't apologize for that at all, Earthman. I don't apologize at all for that. You was dead wrong. You deserve to get criticized. You was capping about that, and we broke it down, and you don't like it. I didn't make that go public, Mr. Senior, or the third, or whatever you is. You the junior, he the whatever. I don't care. But Kid Austin showing a lot of heart, man. And like I said, I got to give him a full apology for stepping up to the plate because you don't see a lot of fighters go against a promoter. You don't see a lot of fighters that actually be out here running out their mouth. Brian Norman Jr., Brian Norman Jr., Brian Norman Sr., Brian Norman Sr. Y'all could have learned a lot from Kid Austin and Counterfeit when it comes to this situation. They didn't make excuses when y'all made every excuse. They didn't make excuses when y'all made every excuse, so I don't want to hear it no more. Brian Norman Sr., you're definitely an official duck, for sure. But Kid Austin don't deserve any non-praise for this fight. He deserves full credit. Now, if y'all going to give Shakur Stevenson credit and all that, I'm not going to fall into that. Listen here, man. It is what it is at this point. At least Shakur Stevenson fighting the man. We getting a fight because it was looking like Shakur Stevenson wasn't going to get no fights for any time soon if this did not go through. But then I can't always say that because Joe Cordina is out here complaining that him and Shakur ain't rescheduled and that. We going to talk about that, y'all, because I need to know what's truly a duck. Since y'all calling Jerron Ennis a duck, I just haven't seen that same energy for Shakur Stevenson and Joe Cordina, nor do I want Shakur to get that energy, but it's just going to prove a bigger point in everything that I've been saying. But as of right now, Kid Austin and Counterfeit, they stood on business. I gotta apologize to them men. They was not clout chasing. They did what they said they was going to do. And I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. Not about Oscar, but about them standing on business. And as a man, if you're just as loud when you're right, because I be right a whole lot. You got to be just as loud and make videos about when you're wrong. Now, a lot of people, a lot of other content creators may not give you all this credit, but I will. And that's why they call Dean Mr. Consistency. That's why people rock with me. That's why I'm one of people's favorite YouTube channels, because I'll get up here and do this and have no problem doing it at all. You won't hear me stammering, stuttering, nothing. Y'all know what this is, though, right? Dean by any means. And I holla at y'all.